Hey, welcome everybody that has just joined your guide to immigration evaluations. My name is Jeremiah Rankins, licensed professional counselor in the state of Texas. I do immigration evaluations, and I also teach clinicians like yourself and students. I introduce students, I introduce clinicians how to do this work, what this work is all about. This last week, I think it was last week, 2 weeks ago, I went to Houston, Texas. Visited the home of 10 years that I've been living there. Just moved out, but I visited Houston, Texas, and I did a presentation, Foundation of Immigration Evaluations, for a group of clinicians and one student with the Houston Association of Marriage and Family Therapists. Great honor. I appreciate it. Anytime that I get invited to do this work, I'm excited to do it. I love doing it. I love teaching. I love coaching. I love being the go-to person who people ask for advice and directive. And so that was the space where I could really flex. And so I was definitely in a place of my comfort. So I wanted to go ahead and let you all know, ooh, this irks me. This irks me. Some of you all may be inviting You're inviting people to the Facebook group, which is perfectly fine. But the people who are coming over, maybe you're sharing my content. Maybe, Ham was like, hey, listen, we had this presenter. He did really well. I'm not too sure. But Georgia, everyone coming from different parts of the United States of America are wanting to join your guide to immigration evaluations, but they're not doing one thing. They're not agreeing to the group rules, which basically means that you're not going to spam my page. You're not going to come in there trying to say, hey, listen, I'm licensed and blah, 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 and I will accept your clients, or I'll accept referrals, and I'm accepting like, as long as you're not coming into the group and doing stuff like that, posting pamphlets and flyers to sign this petition, as long as you're not doing that, you're good. But you've got to agree not to do those things. And so I'm getting clinicians that are coming into the group and they're just choosing not to check that box. I don't care about any of the other, like, how did you find me? Where did you hear about me? Or putting your email address. Like, I don't care about any of the, if you don't do anything else, agree to the group rules. So I'm posting this on my YouTube channel as well as my Facebook group. Just a friendly reminder, if you invite anybody from outside the group to come in to this sacred private place, make sure that they are agreeing to group rules, please. So second thing on the agenda is I am preparing for 2026 presentations. I want to go ahead and make sure that I'm giving myself enough time to, I guess, plan, okay? Any last minute things, like, I'm not good with that because I need to prepare. So if there is an agency, a group, an organization, nonprofit agency, if you all want me to come in and you need CEUs, you need presenters, I have no problem doing this stuff, but give me at least 2 months time. And the reason for that is because I need to prepare. There's things that I hand out. I put things in the clinicians' or students' hands. Those who are wanting to, if there's travel, right? I've got to travel, book flights, the further out, the cheaper they are. So there's a lot of things that go into this. So I would have really appreciated you all if you reach out to me sooner than later. If you want me to come out and do a presentation on immigration evaluations. Now, there's two different things that I'm doing here. One, CEUs, organizations, students, practicum intern students at these colleges, if they want to, if professors, educators, if they want me to come in and just kind of introduce this niche, just give them a different, approach to what you can do as a mental health clinician, I have no problem doing that. And so those, for the most part, are free. The only thing that I ask is that you take care of my travel and lodge. If we take care of that, it's perfectly fine. Or I can fly in for the day, fly out the day, same day. All right. I'm used to it. Fly in, fly out. That's what I do. All right. So there's that. And then if it is actual agencies that want to take it a step further, and go through the training, I recommend that you block out a whole day, right? So it's a 2-day process. We do foundation in the morning time, and then in the afternoon we go a little bit deeper in how to do these reports. So I also do that, but it's a fee. And with that fee, it's per person, and the more people, the less it costs for each person. So reach out to me if you all are interested in having that training done at your organization, or if you would like for me to do the foundation of immigration evaluations for nonprofits, agencies, practicum students, all of the others. Listen, so I am about to embark in a different angle in my career. Like, it's kind of nerve-wracking, uneasy, anxiety provoking. Like, it's kind of, I'm in a spot here. It's kind of icky, but I've got to pivot. I've got to transition. Still going to be doing the work with immigration evaluations and training. Like, that's never going to go away. Well, it's not going to go away as far as the foreseeable future, but I want you all to make sure that you tap in. Join my newsletter if you haven't already. So the old email list that I had of like 1,000 of you guys, that old email list, I kind of scrapped it. I have your emails, but I don't want to spam you. And so with this new email list, you want to go to my beacons.ai/Rankins. Make sure that you register or sign up for the email if you want any promos, discounts, or you want updates on immigration stuff. Like, I'm about to put out a newsletter today, and that is the main reason why I jumped on this video, because I wanted to let you know that I'm about to share something with you that is very important. Maybe not to everybody, but if you're keeping up with the latest immigration laws and what the federal government is doing next, if you're keeping up with these things, you're going to want to know what's happening right now, okay? So I'm going to put that in the next newsletter. Releases this Friday. Okay, on Fridays, newsletter release Fridays. So make sure that you join the email list. I'm not going to email people if they do not want to be emailed. So join the list, and I look forward to keeping in touch with you all there. Now, again, I want to remind you all, some of you all who are new to the group are not familiar with what I've talked about in the past when I say you don't want to learn from different people, okay? You don't want to do it. You don't want to pick up some tips and tricks over here with your guide to immigration evaluations. Go over here to this institute, go over here to this program and learn from them and pick up bits and pieces of different, strategies and techniques. Learn from one clinician, one professional, one group, whoever. Learn from them and stick with them, rock with them. I've got clinicians from other groups in this group, just kind of seeing what I got to offer. What am I doing with my program? It's cute. It's okay. But for those of you all who are interested in learning how to do this work and implement it in your private practice or your business model or your side hustle, be sure not to pick and choose information from different clinicians and then use that as a base for how you're learning. Learn from one clinician, one program, stick with them, rock with them. If you don't like the program that you paid for, or they didn't give you enough as much as I'm giving you, okay, cool. Reinvest in yourself, in your practice, and invest in your guide to immigration evaluations. You're going to get all the good love that I give everybody else. Okay, I want you all to take advantage of the mentorship when you get your first referral. This is extremely important. Those of you all who get your first referral, make sure that you all are reaching out to me, please, because it's important for me to coach you through the process so you build your confidence. That first report is the staple for the rest of your career when it comes to immigration evaluations and doing this work. If you want to make this a long-term thing, like this is something that you want to like dig your toes in the sand and freaking get it, you've got to make sure that you start off on the right foot. You don't want to be fumbling on the first report. You just don't want to. Okay. And so with that, $497 or $397, whatever you paid, with that price tag comes my mentorship. Take advantage of that. I'm here for it. I told you at the beginning of this video, I enjoy coaching and teaching. Take advantage of my mentorship. Now, with that being said, if I send the report back to you 2 or 3 times with all these different red marks and edits, be humble. Just be humble. I helped a clinician who was fumbling on her work, okay? She reached out to me as, I think, a last resort. She's in the Facebook group. She's probably watching this video. It's okay. So the clinician had made the mistake of saying, hey, I know how to do this work. I've done these assessments, or I've got previous experience doing this. And she jumped in here and she started doing immigration evaluations based off of her previous experience. And the attorney sent the report back to her like 2 or 3 times before she reached out to me. She looked on YouTube, found me on YouTube, and we connected, and I helped her. I sent the report back to her maybe twice. I don't remember, once or twice. I can't remember. But I sent the report back to her twice, I think. But I edited the report, gave her my recommendations and suggestions. She made those changes. She turned in that evaluation, that report, and it was a done deal. So I say that, I tell this story not to embarrass you, ma'am. I tell that story because I want you all to know that I know just a little bit about what I'm talking about when it comes to this immigration stuff. So without you feeling too arrogant or too cocky or too confident in yourself, humble yourself and get a second opinion from someone who's been doing this work. I write immigration evaluations. I coach, I teach, I mentor. This is what I do. Take advantage of it. You sign up for Your Guide to Immigration Evaluation. I want you to get your money's worth. Okay. Last thing that I'm going to say, or 12 and a half minutes. The last thing that I want to say is that anybody who refers any clinician to Your Guide to Immigration Evaluations, make sure that they use your name in the referral, because you do get that $100 affiliate bonus. Take advantage of that. That referral bonus is valuable. It's $100. Okay. You can do whatever you want with that. You can go ahead and give it to the clinician who signed up. Say, girl, I don't even want your money. Or you can go ahead and make this a small side hustle or business for yourself, is referring Your Guide to Immigration Evaluations to clinicians or students who would be interested in doing this work. So again, it's $100. I'm not trying to hustle anybody. This is value. I'm giving value. You're going to get bang for your buck. And I'm not trying to cheapskate anybody. What I'm trying to do is make this more well known. Just 2 weeks ago, I posted something on my TikTok, and a clinician said, I've been doing therapy for 20 years. This is the first time I heard about this. Immigration evaluations. What? Okay, so, that is what is important to me. I want to go to campuses. I want to go to HBCUs. I want to go everywhere teaching people about this, because it's the small niche that only a certain community is keeping hush hush, and I want to spread it out. I want every clinician coming out of grad school to know immigration evaluations is an option. I'm not interested in doing that, or I would be interested in doing immigration evaluations. I want them to have the option, but they don't have the option if they're never introduced to this stuff. Like myself in grad school, we were only focused about tests, the NCE, passing these exams, doing what we need to do to get the paper. And I'm not talking about the money, but the black and white, the degrees, okay? The licensure. That's all we're focused on, getting the hours done. But when we have people like myself who are advocating for growing business, for expanding, for growing. It's important for us to help each other, reach back. And so that's what I'm doing. So my main focus is for you all to share your guide to immigration evaluations so more clinicians who look like myself learn about doing this work. Man, I opened up my presentation. I'll probably do another video. I should do another video. I opened up my presentation with a very traumatic scene. His name was David Telefani. David. He was getting picked up by ICE. He was screaming. He was yelling. And a lot of these people who are detained, we are their last hope. We are their last hope. And so I think one of the things that we do as clinicians, as helpers, are instilling hope in people. David will most likely be deported without due process. He's undocumented. He doesn't have legal status here. He's most likely going to get deported. What that means is he's going to separate from his family. I'm going to share that video. I'm going to do that video. He's going to separate from his family, and he's going to have to go back to his home country. I don't know how long he's been here. But as clinicians, we are supposed to continue to be objective in doing these reports, but no doubt about that. But we can help the government, the federal government, make the right decision on behalf of the David Telefanis and the federal government. Where is the best place for this person to be? We have the power to make a clinical justification for what we put in our evals. We have the power to influence. Okay? We have the power to bring out some of the psychological components that wouldn't normally be assessed if we weren't present, if we weren't given the opportunity to share the value that we have. So it's extremely powerful, the work that we do. I was typing up in a Facebook group 2 years ago, clinicians of color, like 2 years ago, and someone says, this is important work. Like I was minimizing it or something. Say, oh, this is important work, and you're dealing with people's lives. And don't we deal with people's lives on a daily basis every time they come into our therapy office? You all, I've got 15 minutes before I jump into my next session. But I do want to thank you all for your time as I started rambling. This 15-minute video turned out to be 20, but nevertheless, you all, make sure that y'all are sharing this group, the Facebook group. Make sure that you're sharing the group. When they join, make sure that they are agreeing to the group rules. I don't want nobody spamming this group. Nobody spamming this Facebook group. Thank y'all.